So now we are going to discuss about the convections. Convection is a mode of heat transfer between a solid and a fluid when there is a temperature difference between a fluid and a solid. The convection heat transfer mode is comprised of following two mechanisms. The energy transfer due to random molecular motion, that is a diffusion. Energy transferred by the bulk motion of a fluid. Such motion in the presence of a temperature gradient contributes to heat transfer. Let us consider a fluid flow over a heated surface as shown in figure. The interaction between the fluid and the heated surface results in the development of a region in the fluid through which the velocity varies from 0 at the surface to a finite value associated with the flow. Convection heat transfer may be classified into the following types. The free convections, here the flow is induced by Voronezh forces which arise from density differences caused by temperature variations in the fluid. Next, forced convections. Here the flow is caused by external means such as fan, pump, or atmospheric winds. Let us derive expressions for convective thermal resistance. The convective thermal resistivity, convective thermal conductivity, and the convective thermal coefficient. Then we have seen in earlier that the expression of power is given by the following. P equal to K into del T divided by del X into A, where K equal to thermal conductivity, A is equal to cross-sectional area perpendicular to the heat flow, del T is equal to Ts minus Tf, equal to temperature difference between surface and outer flow, del X, that's the thickness of the fluid. An additional parameter is added, which is measurable, and the fluid thickness is taken as a fraction of the measurable parameter as given by the following expression. P equal to K into X divided by del X into del T divided by X into A, where X is equal to characteristics dimension. The ratio of characteristics dimension to the fluid thickness is called as the Nusselt number. A dimensionless quantity represented by n, hence P equal to K into n into del T divided by X into A in watts, where n is equal to X divided by del X. Rearranging the terms, we can get the expression for heat flow rate per unit area and convective thermal resistance. So P by A is equal to Q, that is equal to K into N into del T divided by X in watts per meter squared. R theta V is equal to del T divided by P equal to X divided by K N A in degree centigrade per watts. Now we know that the thermal resistivity is the product of thermal resistance and area. R theta V is equal to X divided by K in KNA into A, that is equal to X divided by Kn in degree centigrade meter square per watts. From the above expression, we can write the expression for convective thermal coefficient. It is a reciprocal of thermal resistivity as shown given below. That's theta V equal to Kn divided by x in watts per degree centigrade per meter square. Substituting for convective thermal coefficient in the expression for heat density and heat flow rate, we get the following expressions. Q equal to h theta v into del T watts per meter square. P equal to h theta v into del T into A in watts. Now determination of Nusselt number. Nusselt number is a dimensionless number that can be determined experimentally only. In convection mode of heat transfer, we need to know the following for determining the Nusselt number. First one is the speed of the fluid flow. Second one is the property of the fluid. Third one is the geometry of the solid. Rayleigh's number for free convection, it is represented by A and is given by the following expression. So A equal to G into beta into x cube into del T divided by del V, where G is the acceleration due to gravity, that is equal to 9.81 seconds per meter square. Beta is the coefficient of thermal expansion. X is the characteristics dimension. Delta is the thermal diffusivity. Small v is the kinematic viscosity of fluid. The Reynolds number for forced convection, it is represented by R and is given by the following expressions. R is equal to U into x divided by V, where U is the mean velocity of flow, x is the characteristics dimension, V is the kinematic viscosity of fluid. We can see that Nusselt number is a function of both Rayleigh number and Reynolds number. That is, n is equal to f of a comma r. The boundary layer can be classified into laminar or turbulent based on the Rayleigh number and Reynolds number. For Rayleigh number, A is greater than or equal to 10 power 5, that is a turbulent flow. A lies between greater than or equal to 10 power 3, less than or equal to 10 power 5, that is a laminar flow. A is less than 10 power 3, there is a free convection is not possible. For Reynolds number, R is greater than or equal to 2300, that is a turbulent flow. R is less than 2300, that is a laminar flow. Let us find the expression for Nusselt number for various shapes and for laminar and turbulent flow in terms of either Rayleigh number or Reynolds number for free convection and forced convection respectively. A horizontal flat plate of length A and the breadth B as shown in figure. Characteristics dimensions, x is equal to A plus B divided by 2. For laminar flow, A is greater than 10 power 2 and less than 10 power 5. Here is n is equal to 0.54 into A power 0.025. For turbulent flow, A is greater than 10 power 5, n is equal to 0.14 into A power 0.33. Now, I'm going to find out the circular plate. Circular plate with the diameter d as shown in figure. The characteristics dimension x is equal to d. For laminar flow, A is greater than 10 power 2, less than 10 power 5, n is equal to 0.54 into A power 0.25. For turbulent flow, A is greater than 10 power 5, n is equal to 0.14 into A power 0.33. Next, for horizontal cylinder, with the diameter D as shown in figure. Characteristics dimension capital X is equal to small d for laminar flow. A is less than 10 power 4. Sorry, A is greater than 10 power 4, less than 10 power 9. N is equal to 0.47 into A power 0.25. For turbulent flow, A is greater than 10 power 5, N is equal to 0.1 into A power 0.33. Next, I'm going to find out the vertical cylinder. For vertical cylinder with length 1 as shown in figure. It's not 1, that will be L. The characteristic dimension is X is equal to L. For laminar flow, A is greater than 10 power 4, less than 10 power 9, N is equal to 0.56 into A power 0.25. For turbulent flow, A is greater than 10 power 9, less than 10 power 12, and N equal to 0.2 into A power 0.4. Next, parallel plates at an angle theta as shown in figure. The characteristic dimension X is equal to distance between the parallel plates for theta equal to 45 degree. For laminar flow, it is not possible to calculate it. For turbulent flow, A is greater than 5, N is equal to 0.062, A power 0.33. Next, a flat plate of length A or a circular plate of diameter A as shown in figure. Here the characteristic dimension X is equal to A. For laminar flow, R is less than 5 into 10 power 5, N is equal to 0.664 into R power 0.5 into V by delta of 0.33. For turbulent flow, R is greater than 5 into 10 power 5, N is equal to 0.37 into R into power 0.8 into V divided by del power 0.33. Next is a vertical cylinder. So vertical cylinder with length L and a diameter D, where the flow is over, the cylinder is shown in figure. The characteristic dimension X is equal to diameter D. For laminar flow, R is greater than 0.1, less than 1000, N equal to 0.35 plus 0.56, R power 0.52 into V by del power 0.3. For turbulent flow, R is greater than 1000, less than 5 into 10 power 5. N equal to 0.26 into R power 0.6 into V divided by del power 0.3. Next, horizontal cylinder with the diameter D, where the flow is into the cylinder as shown in figure. Yeah, characteristic dimension X is equal to length L. For laminar flow, R less than 2300, N is equal to 1.86 into R into V divided by del into D by L power 0.33. For turbulent flow, R is greater than 2300, N equal to 0.027 into R power 0.8 into V by del power 0.33. So this is the various methods you have to calculate the convections for different type of shapes we are using.